All right, this is probably the most ignored filter in any car. I saw someone else on my Instagram changing theirs, and it made me think maybe I should just take a look at mine. And normally there's a lot more work that goes into taking these out, but I don't even need tools to take this out. You just take out 2 little tabs this size, and it's pretty much right there where your toes can reach. Man, this is what it looked like. That is what a cabin air filter looks like with more than likely 66,000 miles on it. I don't think that's ever been changed. Now I got the new one here. I'm doing this in the parking lot of AutoZone because it's so easy. That's what it should look like. New, old, new, old. I might even leave that there on the floor. So it's right under the passenger side, and you just slide it right inside here. It's so easy, there's no excuse why anyone should be able to do this. It takes a while to finesse in there, but once you get it, I'm definitely manhandling it to get in there, but it's fucking hot outside and I want to get the AC on. Alright, looks like it's in there. You slide this back on. This is the tab you use to pull out. And there you have it. And then you put this little foam back up. I need to turn on the AC. Oh my god. I'm already sweating just putting this in. I do notice a better smell in the car. As far as is it working any better? Is it colder in the car? I don't really notice yet, but you know, I don't have it on blast. So I'm on my way home now. I'm gonna go do the oil change in the Ford Fusion. So it's about that time. We're in the Ford Fusion, and from the looks of it, I have the 1.6 liter EcoBoost motor. If you're lucky enough, you still have your owner's manual, but it'll tell you that if you have the 1.6 liter EcoBoost motor, you're going to use 4.3 quarts or 4.1 liters of 5W20. So it's about up to operating temperature. Let's jack it up. Let's start draining. You don't need to remove this skid plate, the plastic one, but this one you do have to remove to access the oil filter, and to access the drain bolt. So you gotta do this one, 3, 4 right there, 5 for the front, and I believe there's 2 more in the back down there. Okay, so you're under the car, right under the front bumper. There's your oil filter, and when you go to the opposite side, there is your drain bolt right there. To relieve some pressure and to let it flow a little easier, you take the cap off like that, not all the way, and then you just pop the dipstick a little bit, and it should flow out a little bit better. And with this 13 mil, crack that bolt loose. Okay, now crack it loose. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay, once you get it loose enough, you should be able to do it with your hand. You'll start to see some oil come out. It's gonna shoot, so if you have one of these longer ones, aim it diagonally and try to let it shoot all into there. You're gonna get a little on your hand, so don't worry about it. There it goes. Not as much on my hands as I thought, but it's all gonna flow into there. And just let it do that for a couple minutes. Then you come back later. In the meantime, you can check your drain bolt and make sure that the gasket around it isn't, you know, ripping or anything like that. It does look good still, so we're gonna reuse this drain bolt. Some people replace it every oil change on some cars, but I don't see it being necessary. Looks like it's slowed down a lot, so it's safe to replace the drain plug. So what we'll do is we'll just put it back in. I'm not sure what the torque spec on this is, but I just get it as tight as I can by hand. That should be tight enough. Okay, next we're gonna get to this oil filter right here. The tool I use for this is this one. Might not be the best. I like the one that wraps around the whole oil filter, but this would work. So this one can be pretty messy too. Just make sure you got your drain tub over it. And same thing, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Give it a little bit more loosening. Okay, now I should be able to do it by hand. There we go. So it might start leaking out a little bit. Just make sure your tub is right under it. Yep, see it's already leaking. Okay. Don't let it miss the drain. Okay. Just let it creep out because you don't want to get it all over. So just slowly loosen it. I wouldn't take it off all the way. Just let it drain because a lot of this oil is just what's in the oil filter. And I'm just gonna go for it now. Ooh. That's hot too. And there should be a spot right in your drain tub to set the oil filter. So what I do is make sure that the gasket is still on here. It's just a rubber ring around the oil filter. You want to make sure that's not stuck to the spot where it was mounted. Wipe the area where the oil filter goes. Make sure it's clean, not dripping anymore. Whichever oil filter you get, you make sure that you lube this ring up with new oil. Give it a nice little rim job. And it's going back on the car now. And the threads are pretty big, so it should be easy to get it going again. You only need to get it as tight as you can with your hand. I'm pretty strong, so that's a little bit more than the average person, but you don't need a tool to tighten this down. Just enough to smash that gasket and make sure none's gonna leak out. All right, and that should be pretty tight. Now let's fill her up. And when we were reading the owner's manual earlier, it said 4.3 quarts or 4.1 milliliters. So start pouring. Just in case I didn't say earlier, you're gonna use 5W20 full synthetic. Usually it says on the filler cap, but if it doesn't, check your owner's manual. But for this car, since it's a turbo, you wanna do full synthetic, every oil change. All right, so there's 4. You wanna check the dipstick now and see where you're at. Looks like we're almost there. We might be there already. Okay. Time to start it and check for leaks. So just press OK, OK. Press the left button to go to menu. And you should go to settings, vehicle, fuel history, no, oil life reset. There you go. Click that, set to 100%. Press OK. From there you can just exit out. Just press the back button. If you don't go to the dealership and you do your own oil changes, I like to leave myself a little note right there. Yeah, this is the only way you can get rid of your oil. You have to pour that into this and then bring it to AutoZone, and they'll get rid of it for you. Test drive went well. Oil level is right at where it should be. Now they're both gonna get a car wash.